Today's conversation is with a giant of the Ghanaian music industry who has straddled hip life, high life, and gospel music. He says he's a dinosaur, but I totally reject that description of music producer, sound engineer, and legendary musician, Zapp Mallet. Zapp, you're no dinosaur, man.
You ask me why I call myself a dinosaur, at least.
First, I reject it, but then why do you call yourself a dinosaur, man?
Well, what's a dinosaur?
An extinct beast.
Yes. And this in this case, not a beast. In this case, it's a producer.
In music, you are a beast.
Well,
because
yes,
you are big.
Yeah, can't
But you're
come to
not,
think of it.
you're not extinct.
Yeah, I think I'm extinct. I've outgrown my time. I've lived the good times. I've seen it. When I was there, I've seen it all. I've done it all. So, I've just, so sometimes we become in society. Some of us become like the old bones that the children go to look at the museums and stuff. Come to look at us sometimes. Hey, okay, so this one was there before we were born, and they look at us and we offer some kind of entertainment to all of them. So it's all good.
Are the children respecting the old bones?
Well, no, sometimes no, because they think this is their time. And I don't misunderstand them. I don't disagree with them. They believe that this is their time, and so they have everything works out for them. Everything is working on their behalf, which is, I think it's true. Isn't everything almost working out for the good of the young ones instead of the older ones? The older ones, like our time is past, fast spent. We are getting ready to walk off stage, so
How does that make you feel, though? I mean, this year, God willing, you'll be 60.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Sometimes it's scary, it's scary because it creeps up on you. The age creeps up on age is something that creeps up on you without you not noticing it. But it comes like a thief in the night. When they suddenly forget about the gray hairs, but suddenly people start referring to you like daddy, grandpa and stuff. You realize that, hey, Charlie, I'm growing old. I remember a friend of mine said he went somewhere and somebody referred to him as grandpa, and then he started looking around. He's forgetting that he was growing. You.
Because internally you don't feel old, do you? Do you?
No, I don't, because sometimes I identify with the young ones. They identify with a lot of things they do. Sometimes the way they think, I identify with them. So it's like that. Even their music. I enjoy some of the music that the young people do, foreign and local, especially foreign. I enjoy a lot of the songs they do. I find it very innovative, very creative, and all that. So
it keeps you young.
Yeah, it keeps you young. But they say age is a number. I don't believe in that.
For you, what is age?
Age is you are growing. You can't run away from. Age is time. You see, I keep telling people that, look, you see, today we say Afrobeat all over the place. In the new genre, we are hot. It's so hot. Give some few years down the line, it will be classic. When I say classic, it means that songs, classics, songs that are of old that I've listened to today. That's it will be like that. So time just speaks for everything. Time will make you who you are. Time will make you whether you are young or not, whether you embrace it well or not. The whole thing is how to embrace it, and I think I'm doing well in embracing it. It's not been easy, but I'm doing well to embrace it. The change, it's a change. It's a cycle, and a cycle means that there's a movement and things keep changing. So you just keep yourself abreast with time.
Life keeps moving on.
Life keeps moving. It doesn't stop, does it?
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
You just keep yourself abreast with time. Make sure that you're in touch with time. Like changing technology. Technology has changed over the years. Technology has really changed.
Can you take it back to when you started? Like, paint a picture of what kind of tech were you using, man? You started in your 20s?
Yeah.
Yes. What were you using?
It has changed. We were using analog. Okay, my time was actually the analog hybrid. We were using the digital and analog, the hybrid.
Okay.
So we were recording the audio on tape.
Yes.
And doing
physical tape.
Yes. And doing the MIDI and stuff on computer. So that time we had about maybe 14 kilobytes memory. Those days when we had very low capacity of memory, when those times. I remember when I had a hard drive that time of 4 gigs. I was so happy.
You were excited?
I was excited.
And in that era, who did you record on that digital analog combo? The early people.
The only people, the only people, quite a few. I did Material Botany. Material, the one with Dana, we did it. Yes, we did it on the
Francis J.
Yes, on the 16th track.
Okay.
On the 16th track.
With Dana Hamilton singing backing on that.
Yes, Dana Hamilton singing backing. Yeah, we did it on the 16th track. First text machine. With a computer, synchronize a computer with it. So it was a hybrid kind of thing we did. So with that one, when you sing from top to the end of the song.
You don't stop and start.
No, you don't stop. You can stop and start, but you don't sing a chunk and then be pasting it.
Yes, like how it happens now. You can't do that.
A certain technology tried to do that, but I don't think it really worked. ADAT at a point was trying to. You can always cut points of maybe the choruses. You want them at a certain point, you can always cut them and then paste them. ADAT was trying to, and then samplers too were doing that. If you remember the samplers, Akai S3000, S1500. They were also doing that at that time. The samplers, yes. But that time was mainly what do you call it? It was mainly a hybrid, and it was very hard. The sounds that come were out of the box. They were not in the computer. They were hardwares, sound modules, and keyboards and stuff. So it was so you could trigger that from the MIDI.
So it was very technical.
It was very technical. It was very technical. You can't afford to lose concentration because you have to be always concentrating on what you do because you can make a mistake. Yeah, because it was fun. I mean, irrespective of that, we had all our fun.
What came for you first, being a music producer or a sound engineer?
Oh, being a music producer came first. Okay. I decided to do the sound engineering because as a producer, you need to cook your sounds yourself. Sometimes you need to work on things yourself. It's not always you tell an engineer. Sometimes you have to interpret what you want to an engineer, and you might not get it right all the time. So
you just learn it yourself.
So you just learn it yourself and then do it yourself.
So who did you work on that ushered you into the world of music production? Can you remember?
Francis J was one.
Okay. How did that meeting come up?
I was there. That time I was at CHM.
Combined House of Music.
Combined House of
Dansuma.
Bataiko,
yeah.
Yes. I was there when Francis J came. I don't know where he came from. He just came to me. That time I was upstairs, the studio was upstairs and then the reception was downstairs. And he said someone was looking for me. Francis J, as you guys said, okay, so I came downstairs. I came to meet him. And then we started talking. And then he told me that he goes to Church of Pentecost, but he leads kind of, I don't know, I can't exactly remember the story, but he kind of like leads music and stuff and things in the church. But he would like to start his production. Blah, blah. So, okay, no problem. So we spoke, we negotiated, and then when he went and came back, he bought whatever it was. I think the beginning, he put something down, and then we started. We went on. We're going on with that production. When all of a sudden he came there one day, quite fallen, he was looking morose and dejected. Like things were not going as he expected with him, and I was worried because I thought maybe he didn't like what I was doing. So I went to him and I asked him, I said, "Oh, Francis, what is happening?" And he said, Mr. Zapp, it's not me. Right now, my people, they don't want to support me again. He was complaining. I think it was his source of sponsorship got dried up. So he was worried about how he was going to continue with the work. So I told him that, he shouldn't worry. We're going to finish it anyway. So he shouldn't worry. He should just relax. We're going to finish. We're going to do it and finish it. And we did it and finished, and the rest is history. So it was an experience. That was the first. And then when it came out, boom! I didn't know how the song just blew up. Yeah, when it just came, boom! Because at the point where we even stopped recording because he was drying up, his source of sponsorship was drying up. We even went ahead and did it, and it blew up. With Dana Hamilton. Dana Hamilton, at the point we had to put her on a board or books or something.
She was so small.
Because she was small. She couldn't reach the microphone. Even at the lowest point, she couldn't reach. So we had to
get a step for her.
So, and then that's how we did it. And we did it in the night. Sometimes we do it in the night.
How did he find out about you? I mean, was your work out there for him to know that you
I
could?
don't
you
know.
could-
Well, I think so. Yes. Maybe,
Because then you were not a sound engineer then.
I was.
You were,
But I
okay.
was. Then I had done a few things for. You remember Joy FM?
Yes, the jingles.
Yes, the jingles.
Joy, joy, joy FM. That's you.
Yes. So that put a lot of attention on me. That hey, if this thing was done in Ghana here, that means that we can do a lot of things here. So suddenly then people start like, okay, start addressing it. Like, okay, how do you think we can get this kind of quality? So hey, who do you think we can get it from? Then suddenly they start pointing fingers. Or maybe this guy can get it for you. Okay, this guy, he did that, so he can get it for you. So it's like that. And then friends suddenly realize
It comes up.
you are overwhelmed.
Tell us about the Joy FM jingle gig. How did you get that?
That time, Kwesi Chum. You know Kwesi Chum well.
The CEO, founder of Joy FM.
Yes,
Multimedia.
He happened to be my friend. And
were you schoolmates?
No, we were mates. He's older than me. He's older than me, so we were mates. But he had, he needed a jingles. And I don't know how he had, I can't tell, but he came to me in the studio that he had heard that I could do, but he needed some jingles. First, I didn't understand what he was trying to say because it was new at that time.
This was just Joy. This is like 95.
Yeah,
very early.
So he came up, and so he played me a few things I had those times on CD and stuff. And then I said, okay, this is what he meant. Okay, so I started doodling. I was doodling, playing with things, playing with tunes, playing with melodies, and I came up with that.
Then were they recording computers back then?
Yes, we did with computers.
Okay. What do you need to put inside the sauce to make a good jingle? Because your jingles are still being played on Joy FM. What's the secret sauce?
You need to make it. It has to be catchy. One, it has to be catchy, and then it has to be very friendly, the listener friendly kind of thing. It has to be consumer friendly, that everybody can sing, even the market woman can just identify with, something everybody can identify with. You shouldn't make a jingle shouldn't be too sophisticated for the ordinary man on the street to not want to follow.
And it has to be very short.
It has to be quick.
What are the challenges of composing very short music, 30 seconds, 60 seconds?
How to get the impact of the system. Because in 30 seconds you have to make an impact. In 30 seconds you have to make an impact. In 15 seconds you have to make an impact. And how do you do that? That's where it comes. That's where the creativity comes in. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes luck comes in. Sometimes Mother Luck smiles on us and we get it right.
Did you study music at like a subject, or have teachers?
Well, as a subject, I studied it up to Form 3.
Okay. Secondary school?
Yeah, secondary school.
Okay. Accra.
Okay. We had a music teacher they called Mozart, Mr. Siedu, the late Mr. Siedu.
It's a good name, Mozart.
And we called him Mozart. And he was very, very enthusiastic about music. He wanted us. But you realize that later on down the line, we took music out of the schools and all that.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a worst thing we could have done to ourselves. I think it's more like suicide, to take music out of the school, But the leaders think otherwise. What else can we say? They are looking at it from a different angle. Maybe we see it as practitioners, we see it differently. But I think music is the appreciation. The most important thing for me is the appreciation. Not even being able to be a musician or being a talent. Yeah.
But
appreciating it goes a long way.
What did you learn from Accra that you still use now from Mozart's classes?
Oh, I still use the timing, the compound, the time signatures. Yeah, I know that because that was what I learned. That was my strength. Okay. Timing, how to get the time signatures.
Yeah. So for somebody who doesn't know, 6/8 is chat.
Yes. The 6/8, the 3/4, the 4/4, the common time, compound time, and all that.
All that stuff.
Yeah. That's what I learned. So.
Did you learn instruments back then?
Oh yeah, back then. I'm basically self-taught.
What was the first instrument you taught yourself?
Drums.
How come?
Drums, we were playing on tables and chairs. Back in school then, we were playing tables and chairs. I remember when I was in a school band, they were playing tables and chairs. We didn't have many band. So today
They have too much, eh?
they have. I went back to Alma Mater, and when I went there, they have a whole set of instruments. I was like, what, you guys? That you get
Blessed.
You are blessed. Look, our time we didn't have any of this. And
so you drums.
Yes, it was drums. I picked the drums. I was playing for tables. I was playing on tables and chairs, and we had a school band. And sometimes when the bands come to play, when we had outside bands during our entertainment coming to play, or maybe a school function come to play, then sometimes we go and represent, play 1 or 2 songs, And then we were rehearsing on tables and chairs, and it felt good. We were comfortable. When we get on the drums, we were able to perform anyhow. After playing the tables and chairs, we were able to perform the drums anyhow. I don't know how, but we did.
Maybe the drum as your first subject explains a lot of the groove in your music.
Yes.
The Kenya songs are just TH for Kwajes.
Yes.
You have a lot of groove there. Rockstone.
Because at the beginning I was more of a drummer. So when I was in the gospel group I joined, I was playing drums. So Abundant Life, I went as a guitarist.
Okay.
Then I had transitioned.
Was that your second instrument, guitar?
Yes, guitar was my second instrument.
Okay.
But it became my major instrument.
What's the story? What was the story behind guitar?
I don't know. I started from bass, actually.
Okay.
I used to play bass, and then, but I said, bass is just a matter of just one note. So why don't I pick this one and add more notes and see how best I can express myself, So at a gig, somebody should come and play. He didn't come. He didn't turn up, and I started playing, and that was it.
The guitar.
Yeah, I got it.
What kind of music were you listening to try and get the style? I mean, give me a sense of how you
learned. That time I was playing. I was learning mostly funk.
Okay.
I was doing the funk. In those days, that was back in the
70s.
late 70s, early 80s. So we had the Sky. You remember Sky?
Yes.
Sky.
I don't remember one of their songs.
Here's to you. Here's to you.
Here's to
you. Just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, those days, and I was listening to Dynasty.
Okay.
And then so from there,
Chic
was also one of my favorite groups. Cool in the Gang, Lakeside.
Yep.
Most of them.
So you just learned by ear?
I was learning by ear.
Listen to the radio or?
Listening to the radio. At that time, we didn't have the luxury of getting MP3.
No. You have to listen to the radio.
You have to listen to the radio.
Yeah.
So sometimes I set up my own drums, kind of with furniture, by radio, and then play with the radio as just to keep my timing.
Wow. So as the music is going on,
I play. Whether foreign, whether African, whether local, whether sukus, whether Highlife, whether Makosa, I'll play.
How long would be a session like that if you sat down?
Maybe during vacations when I'm home alone. I could play for like hours.
So does that explain your wide music vocabulary? Because you don't know what song is coming next, but you have to follow.
Yes. You have to learn. You have to. As a musician, you must you must adapt to the music as it comes. Whatever it is, maybe you might not be able to play, maybe because in a different genre or something. Maybe it's jazz. I may not be able to play jazz as Victor would. You understand? But with every other thing, I might be able to express myself. It's just a matter of being able to express yourself within an area you're comfortable with. That's it.
And then when the keyboard comes, because you play keyboard too.
Yeah, the keyboard was a necessity actually.
Why?
I was like, okay, I know how to play the drums. I know how to play the bass,
guitar.
So I should have to learn it. So I get the four elements of the
music,
of the rhythm section. So that was it wasn't like it wasn't an accident. I actually wanted, I actually learned how to. And there was a friend of mine who I grew with. I don't know where he is now. Kofi Ampedu. He was also learning under Reverend Steve Williams those times at Calvary Baptist. And I usually go to him to go and learn how to play keyboards. But he was learning from that man. That man is classically trained. So he was teaching him. So I was also going to learn, a bit from him, like inversions and how to invert, not to be traveling around the keyboard, using the same place. You can play the same chords, change chords and all that. So that's what I learned. That's what got me going, with the keyboards. It was more of a necessity because I needed to just get the 4 elements of the rhythm section by myself so that I'll know how to, if I need to express it to somebody, I know how to do it, you know. Because if you get those four elements, at least you've got the basic rhythm. Other things can come later. The horns and everything.
They can all come.
Can come
When you're
later.
composing, which instrument do you use to compose? I read a story about Sting, and Sting says anytime he wants to compose, maybe the feel is different depending on the instrument that you play.
Yes.
So you get that as well?
For a lot of people it does, but for me, no.
How do you compose?
I just write in my head. I just try to find a melody in my head. Then later I look for the chord progression to go with it. But I create. I get the melody. Try to force the melody into my head first before I proceed to other things.
Of all the instruments you can play, which is your favorite?
Guitar has always been my favorite.
You have a favorite guitarist?
Oh yes, of course yes. Why not? George Benson is my all-time favorite.
I nearly said it before you said it.
He's always been my target.
Why do you like George Benson?
His speed, his dexterity, his craziness. I say crazy because the guy plays some things. You know what he's capable of. I saw an interview of him where he said he's a very he said he's a very impatient guitarist or something. He described himself as some. That's why he's always playing too much.
Because he's in a hurry to move.
Yes, he can't stay at one place. That's why he ends up playing so much. He described himself, and he's one guy I really admire. You know, there are bassists to admire. Marcus Miller, good. John Patitucci, they are all bassists. And then
Laboriel, you like Laboriel?
I love Laboriel. And then this man at Edwin and Fire, Verdin White.
Okay.
The Verdin White doesn't play anything.
Yeah, funk. Yeah.
He doesn't play much. He doesn't play all those things that diminish. He doesn't play those things. He just knows how to stick in the pocket and get a groove for the song. That's it. There are many prominent instrumentalists who don't know anything. Like there's one guy, all white guy, white bearded guy, white hair. I don't know if you know him. He's called Leland Sklar.
No, I don't know him.
Very popular. He's played over 2,000 albums, not songs.
Wow,
yes,
a lot of music.
Yes. He's not too popular, but in the bass circles, they know he's a legend. And it's not too dexterous at this kind of A diminished and off F sharps. No.
Just plays a good groove.
Plays the groove. That's the most important thing.
What's your favorite bass line?
A lot. That one, a lot. Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm telling you, that's another one.
You put one in Kenya's song. La, 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 la,
oh, the actual Kenyan songs, Kenyan songs, about half of them I sampled.
Yes.
Or rather I replayed. Yeah.
Dun.
Dreadlock Holiday, that's what you're talking about. The Dreadlock Holiday. Yes. But a lot of bass lines, like Good Times, don't forget about that. That's the bass line. That's the bass line, the mother of all bass lines. Don't forget that.
The mother of all bass lines.
The mother of all bass lines. Which was sampled for rappers like the first rap song on record.
Yes.
Well, maybe not on record, but the first
commercial
rap song. Use that bass line, remember? Yes. And then there were many others, like Fantastic Voyage. You remember that Fantastic Voyage? Dang, 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 dang.
How about this one? Dun.
Hey, Ray Parker Jr.
Incidentally,
Ray Parker Jr. is an iconic guitarist. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's an iconic guitarist. He played for Barry White.
Really?
All those things. Yes, he played for Barry White.
I didn't know that.
And he said there were 4 guitarists on that album. On most of Barry White's album, there were 4. He and another white guy, and then 2 black guys. Yeah. Wawa Watson, another guy. Yeah, there were 4 or 5 on that.
How about the Cool of the Gang bass lines?
Cool of the Gang bass, you see, it's a pocket. It's a groove that's important.
Yeah.
Cool of the Gang bass line is not.
It's
not complex, but they're there. The groove.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's there. It's precise. It's precise. It's there. It keeps the groove. So that's the most important. The most important thing is
keep the groove.
To keep the groove. Stay in the pocket and be there.
What's your formula for creating a great song?
First of all, the song has to be good.
So the writing has to be good.
Yes. You know, when the writing is good, it inspires you as a producer or the engineer to also do things extraordinary. Things that probably hasn't come to you before might come to you upon hearing the song.
what's your definition of a song that is written well?
Sometimes there is no element per se, or there's nothing per se you can say, or no formula per se you can say this is a song that's well written. But you just feel it. It's just a feeling. You know, that's maybe a song that might give me an inspiration might not give you that inspiration. Maybe the song might come to you with a different inspiration. But to me, the inspiration might come with me. It might come to me, might lead me to do more things to it.
Okay.
So it's a matter of just putting yourself in a psycho mood. Not, I mean, I'm not talking about but
crazy, but
but
in a vibe,
yes, in a certain vibe to get a feedback from the song.
So, for example, when you heard the Rockstone songs as demos, you could tell that these were going to be good songs.
Yes. You know, in the first place, Rockstone was good. Rockstone, because I hadn't heard any rapper like that. You know, he came with Freddie Funkstone, if you remember.
Yes.
Hilton Fowler's son. Hilton Fowler, BBC, ex-BBC, his son. And they were doing English rap then, because they had this group called Party à la Maison, PLZ. And they were doing English rap at that time, But I realized that of all the guys I've heard in Ghana trying to do English rap, this guy sounds different. So suddenly, you believe in him, you know that you can get him to, on his back or on your back. There's what it can be a very good symbiotic relationship. You can get somewhere with this, So that was it. Yeah. So sometimes you can't really tell, but this is good. You can work with it. You go for it and work with it.
So the song has to be good for the formula.
Yes.
Next, what do you need?
The rhythm. Then first you develop the rhythm. What kind of rhythm are we looking at? So let's say Lakina comes with, or maybe Nana Kwame came with Atia Donko. So we had a chat on Atia Donko. We had a chat on it. So how do you want it? Okay, I want it to go this way. I want it to be a high life kind of hip life kind of thing. So this is how I want it. Okay. Then you sit down and construct the groove. To go with the singing, because he came with a certain the chorus first, because the chorus, that's a hook.
That's a hook. That people remember.
Yes, that's what people remember. So you pick that one first. I picked that one first, and then built my groove on it, constructed my groove on it, and then moved on from there. Then as we went on down the line, the other things came later.
So the beat after the song, the beat has to be powerful.
The beat has to be powerful.
How about this one? This Kenya song.
Yeah, that one. I made up my mind that song, I wasn't going to fly around the bass. Sometimes when you listen to my bass, I try to spell, arpeggiate small, arpeggio small. But with that one, I decided, look, I was just going to stick to a certain simple bass line. I didn't even add that. Just that. Just two notes.
Yeah. But there's a lot going inside. There's a guitar.
You see, that's important, because I add other things to make things going, to get things going in it. So I may not use a bass. I may not use a bass
to run it.
But
because
much. But
for me, when I hear that song, it's the guitar.
Yes, but other things will make it glue together and make it work. You see that one for that particular track,
yes.
I listened to the sample. We took a sample.
Yes.
I took a sample. He said he wanted a sample.
This from Sweet Talks?
From Sweet Talks.
Yes.
He said he wanted that sample. I said, okay, no problem. Let me see what I can do with it. So I picked the intro. The one I picked the intro, I played it. I kept playing. I just picked I kept the loop.
Yeah.
I played it. I think it's a 1-bar loop. So as he kept playing, then I started feeling the drums. Okay, I started adding up. The groove started coming.
Okay.
They started coming with the song. As the sample kept playing, I kept adding to the sample. So it started moving,
building up.
It built up.
Was Kenya there when you were doing the cooking?
Kenya was not. Kenya doesn't come around when I'm doing anything.
Okay.
That's one thing I like about that guy. He doesn't come around when I'm doing anything. He doesn't come and impose. Sometimes when they're around, they try to also talk, and sometimes it gets you out of
the groove.
Yes.
So he just dropped the demo and left.
And then he came to and then with that song in particular, I remember when we did it, I told him that okay, he should come and that was a guide actually, but he should come and was it that song? was another thing. I think it was Sikaba or something. Another song like that. You know, Sikaba too was a sample, kind of a sample I did for Stepping Out with Cool the Gang. I think Sikaba too. He came to do the guide vocal, and then he left. Then another time I told him to come and do the real vocal. When he came to do the real vocal, he did it. He did about 4 or 5 takes. And he told me that, Massa,
the first one.
this one day I know fit. Make you take the first one. So what we hear is the guys, the best.
That became the real deal.
That became the real deal, and it's happened like that. Later on, I was reading that it happens for a lot of people. A lot of people, their guide takes happen to be the final take on the record, you know, and stuff like that.
What was it like working with Kenya?
It was fun. It was fun. I mean, you know that at least when he comes, he's come to deliver. You know, but you know, like I said, he won't come and impose what he knows what you are capable of. So he leaves everything up to you, the decisions, and he leaves everything up to you. Sometimes, when after doing the music, what I loved about him, you come and be listening to it, and then when the song starts playing, then you have somebody, maybe the person sitting by him, maybe somebody with me might be sitting by him. You ask the person, this one took my song.
The transformation has been so crazy.
You understand? So, you know, so like that. Then till he hears his voice, like that. Okay, so this one, okay, you know. So, you know, it was fun. It was fun working with him.
He's a pastor now. Have you met him as Kenya the pastor?
We haven't met, but we've spoken a few times. We've spoken a few times, but I think he's doing well. He's doing well.
Were you surprised he became a pastor?
Yeah, I was surprised anyway. I was surprised, and to a point I thought he was just kidding. You know, I thought he was joking, but eventually happens to be serious. And for that, I commend him for, you know, having taken a step like that and then stuck to it. It's not a lot of people who can. You know, people who do it. Sometimes people come and they say that I have sacred, I have changed, and then suddenly you see them, yes. But he has been able to stick by that and he's stuck to it and he's moving on. I think for that, he determines he deserves commendation. Maybe he deserves an MP. Because integrity. Yes. How many people have that kind of integrity? We need people like that these days.
No, we'll get there. Don't worry. So can you feel it that this song is going to be a hit? After you finish, you know it's done. It's been mastered. Everything. Can you feel? Is there a song that you felt that, man, this is going to blow?
Well, the point is that when I do songs, I don't think about hits. When I'm doing a production, I don't think about whether it's going to hit or not. I just do it. If it's good and it hits, fine. If it doesn't hit, well, at least I've done a good job. Yes.
So excellence first.
Yes. That's the first thing I look at. So I look at, sometimes people come to me and then, I want this song to be an award winner. I'm like,
people say that?
Oh, yeah. I want to win Ghana Music Award. This one, I want to win. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are we doing a song or we are just come to win an award? Are we doing a song or we are come to win an award? Let's do song, let's do music and stop. I want to win an award. As for awards, the awards will come when the people like it and they want to award you. They award you, but don't try to force for an award.
You think that whole award mania? Want to make a Grammy? You want to hit?
When I see those things, I laugh. I see all these are their children. They don't know what they're talking about. Grammy. Do you know how to win a Grammy? Lately, I discovered like how to win an Oscar.
Which is the film.
How to win an Oscar. The things you have to do.
What you have to do.
The politics involved to winning an Oscar. Do you know recently PDD was somebody sued him that he was going to. He promised him a producer of the year Grammy. I didn't give him. Oh yes.
Connection partner.
Yes. He's called Lil Rod. Lil Rod. Yeah, he sued him. He's one of the suits that PDD is facing now. He sued him that he promised him a Grammy after everything they did. What did they do? You know. So even, you know, so this awards thing.
Why is there a craze?
I don't know.
Especially in Ghana.
I don't know where they got that craze from. I don't know where they got that craze from because some of us, we've aspired to be there before, but we realized even down the line, we realized that no, this thing is not going to be attainable. Because the way they operate it, Grammy is for the Americans, and they operate it Americanly.
But they have a category for...
That's category.
Okay.
How many? Look, you see that? What category did
They have category for Afrobeats and
Then they start giving you categories, but their main categories are there.
The main ones.
Their main categories are there, but if you like, they'll give you category. Best political suit dress, they can give you.
No, but rock is a category. So Afrobeat is also a category. So it's there. You can win.
Okay, no problem. So they'll get it for you. If you like, they can add. Recently, I heard they
I
said
think Highlife too is now part of
they
it.
said what something that it covers
Ghanaian drill.
Yes, Ghanaian. If you like, they'll do it for you. But that one they'll give it to you at the backstage. You know there are some awards they don't give on the main event. They give backstage.
But this year, I think the Afrobeat one was on the main stage.
Okay. Well, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I see the Grammys as a different ball game altogether.
So Ghanaians should stop really aiming for that stuff.
We should aim for
good music.
Kora Awards. If we want to aim for awards, there's Kora Awards. Recently, when I was hearing about this Grammy stuff, I tweeted. I said, "Where are the Kora Awards?" And suddenly,
I saw that.
Yes, suddenly I saw an advert on Facebook that the Kora Awards is coming at the end of the year.
So Kora is still around.
Why can't we make bring Kora up to the level of Grammys? That we have to always chase for Grammys. Like if we have our Kora, we don't need Grammys.
So let's build
Africa. What is wrong with Africa?
Let's build the Kora.
Yes. Let's build a Kora. Let's make it glamorous. Let's make it prestigious. So that if the winner of any Kora Awards can rub shoulders with Grammy. You understand? Yes. Because I don't see anything. I don't see why we should just go about searching for this white people's thing, which they have kept to themselves, and then now they're giving us small by giving us categories.
So let's build our own.
Let's build our own.
You've won a couple of awards with the VGMAs, I think consecutively.
Now it's
It's now TGMA.
Yes. Thank God, Miss Austin.
Do you get in trouble with your weight sometimes? Because sometimes I read your social media tweets and people don't seem to understand what you're saying.
I get a lot of flack for it. I get a lot of flack. People don't understand, so they get me wrong. They don't know that I come from a certain school where, I did literature.
Yes.
So I have that kind of satirical and sarcastic kind of way of putting things, Sometimes I put things in a certain way. You might think that I'm angry, but I'm not. I'm just trying to make satire out of it, in my own small way. And sometimes I don't expect everybody to even mind me or pay attention, but certainly it's all over the place. I don't see how.
You were in the news for a couple of
You see what I mean?
Yes.
I did good.
You were concerned for Satewa.
Oh, sorry.
No, not Schwarzenegger.
No.
Satewa. The singer-phone.
Yeah.
You were worried about
her voice.
Her voice.
Yes, at a certain point, I was terribly worried. The second day, it was the second day actually. You see all those the trolls that have been coming on on social media. It was the second day. She had lost her voice. And I was worried for her. I said, look, somebody get her something to eat. These guys, they're going to kill the girl. I mean,
Well, if you say she didn't hung?
Yes. Because she had sung for hours and she hadn't gone on a break. So obviously so there must be something. Well, I was actually sitting down and feeling it for myself.
You were feeling for her.
And at a point, she started going off. Now she couldn't stay in key because her voice had gone. And during that time, I just tweeted. I was playing with it all. I just tweeted. I said, look, see what you're doing. And you see what got to me was that I was expecting that event would have been done by a professional singer.
You were even asking for the voice coach. Where is her voice coach?
I was expecting that event to be handled by a professional singer.
The singer-phone.
Yes. If it was Efia or Adina or whoever mentioned, or Nanama, the backing vocalist, or whatever. I mean, I would have been in total support, but not somebody who is not a musician, who hasn't sung before, takes up the mantle and takes up everything that goes with it. And we are sitting down looking at it as musicians.
So you were concerned?
I was concerned. Well, at that moment, I was concerned for her because I thought she was losing her voice and something was going to happen to her, actually, physically. Because I realized that later on, some doctors had to come in and stuff.
What would have happened to her?
I don't know. Having had sleepless nights, she could have been disoriented and stuff, and then all that. And then it was also tiredness. She could have affected. She could have lost her voice and all that.
So the backlash just shocked you?
I was shocked.
When did you know that something that the tweet had been taken?
I started having calls.
People started calling you?
And then,
who was calling you?
Sending friends. And then people were sending me it was actually Kwame Dazi who did that thing. Me, my picture, and Efia Santue's picture together like that. Like we're beefing. You know that when people are beefing, you don't see P.D.'s picture and 50 Cent's picture. Like that beefing,
Really
or Prime picture and Cat Williams picture. No, that kind of, and I'm like, I wasn't a beef with this girl. I wasn't beefing with her. I was just concerned about the way she was feeling at that time. I wanted to express, and I expressed my concern with her. Because at the end of the day, if you listen to what, or if you read what I wrote, I said, singing is not for the weak. What wrong did I say? I said singing is not for the weak, and it's true. I've been in studio for all this while. I know when people come and sing coffee 1 hour, they get tired. One song, one song, and for 2 hours they're tired. So it's not an easy thing.
It's a stamina thing.
It's a stamina thing. You need strength. Ask all the singers; they'll tell you. They'll tell you. So I was just trying to express it, and then I don't know how they took it. They said, I said, yeah, I said, what was about the tweet? To the point that even my daughter fell out with me.
What?
She couldn't stand it.
Well, was she an Ifya fan?
No, the precious.
Really?
The tweets, the backlash, she couldn't handle it.
Your daughter was receiving flack for you.
Yes, she couldn't handle it.
So what did she say? That is, put a tweet down. Is that what she said? Because the tweet is still there.
So I had to apologize. That was when I apologized. Okay. I was speaking with her because then I didn't know if there were rules. I didn't know there were rules to that.
There are breaks, 1 hour.
That you can break that. You don't need to sing in key. I didn't know all those things.
What surprised you about the level of the backlash? I mean, people were disagreeing with you, but were they polite? Were they all very polite?
Oh, no. Mostly were not polite. Most were not polite. Most were, I say, uncouth. Some insult. Some actually insult. Some, I mean, look, trust me, I didn't even read a lot. A lot I decided not to read. Because actually, around that time, I had a problem. I had a big issue with my phone. So it wasn't like I could keep tabs on social media because I couldn't access a lot of things. So it was good at that time even I had a problem with my phone because if I had gone into it, maybe I would have read some of the insults and I would have gotten to me. But I knew I was insulted. I knew I was dressed. I knew I could feel it. I was dressed up and down, seriously. And for me, what pained me was that I realized that, so Ghanaians, can't somebody have a divergent view? If everybody's saying this and I say no, I should be looked at it carefully like this. What wrong have I done? Do you have to insult me?
Where do you think all that insult vibe is coming from?
I don't know. I think it's a trend that is going on. We just keep, where insults are not needed, we throw insults in. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? It's a society now without values. We don't have values anymore. Some time ago, you can't just open your mouth and just insult an elderly person just like that. Even your work colleague, to insult your own colleague, you can't just do that. But today, it's all over the place. Before you even address an old man, you have to insult him. Hey, stupid father.
Oh, Charlie.
And stuff like that. And it goes on. We insult presidency, insult people in high office, and we don't care. We don't seem to matter. We don't seem to care. We don't seem to give a hoot about what we are doing. And gradually, it's things are deteriorating if you're not careful. Things are deteriorating. Things will deteriorate to a certain extent that we can't salvage it and it will be over.
What would that vision of Ghana look like for you?
Chaos. Because country where old man no dey inside, elderly person no dey inside.
No go work.
It no go work. Because right now there's no elderly person in Ghana. Trust me, if you look at it carefully, does it look like an elderly person in Ghana? Because this thing that I tweeted, if people could have looked at this as this is an elderly man who has even tweeted, let me just even keep quiet. Or let me say,
make I hear what
make I hear, or let me see the sense in what he's saying. But it is no more. That thing is not there. So if there's chaos, we'll just fight and nobody can stop us because we don't listen to the older people. So the older person cry who's come to tell you that stop fighting, cry, we won't listen to him.
We'll join them for the fighting side.
We'll go Adam himself, Adam beat himself, So that's what I foresee coming back. It's not good. It's not good. If somebody expresses his or his distaste about something, it's a free country. We're supposed what they did was not in the spirit of the Constitution, of the Ghana Constitution, 1992 Constitution. Freedom. I have the freedom to express myself any way I want, and I wasn't happy with what she was doing, and I expressed it. Do you have to insult me?
So as you apologize, everything cool down?
Supposedly. Supposedly, but so nobody minded. Nobody minded again. I don't know. So I don't know what became of it. I just left the matter. I just decided to leave it, not to bother about it. Just sweep it under the carpet. Is one of the just water under the bridge. Is one of those things. But I realized that I was a hero for myself. I was a hero for myself. I was able to
stand your ground.
Yes, yeah. Even though I apologized, but I was a hero.
You didn't put the tweet down. It's still there.
Yeah, I was. It was like I was a martyr. I was killed for what I had for doing no wrong.
Is your daughter back on good terms?
Yeah. We've never been on bad terms, but but
she was concerned for you.
Yeah, she was concerned, but when it happens that way, sometimes you get disappointed because you expect that at least your family will stand by you. No matter how bad it is, your family will stand by you. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way. You just learn how to accept it. So out of speaking to her and having a confrontation with her, that was when I got to realize that so I didn't even know the rules, and I spoke. But even what I said, even if I don't know the rules and I said it, it's not even in the bad spirit. Yeah. It's not in the bad spirit.
It's just concern.
Yes. So my problem is why the insults? Why the insults? We have to be careful. For me, I see.
If social people are taking advantage of social media to say what they want.
Yes, and it's getting bad. It's getting bad. It's somebody wakes up in the morning, feels like insulting people, goes on social media, anything anybody says on Twitter, then he just counters by saying some rubbish or talking rubbish, and like that.
But they say it also has, social media also has its good sides, because I follow you on Twitter and on X now, and you express yourself, you say funny things, and then when you're not happy, you start sending stuff to you say it.
Yeah.
There's one that I saw, and it had to do with the Tego sisters and their 40th anniversary, and you were nowhere to be found there.
Oh well, that actually I had eaten that day. These are some,
but it must have hurt, because you work with them, right?
I work with them, but it doesn't give me the by force I have to be there. It doesn't make it.
No, I'm not saying you were angling for an invitation, yes. but I mean the fact that
the fact that they overlooked me was a bit. It got to me a little bit, but I just tweeted not because I was hurt. I just tweeted because I was.
It's an observation.
Yes, it was an observation. It was an observation.
But they sent an apology to you.
Yeah, and I accepted it. I accepted it. I mean, there was nothing to it. I mean, the ones they said that they sent the apology. What did I have to do? What I have to just accept it and let's move on. Just forget about it and move on. That's all.
I think you've done about 40 years in the industry right now. There's the issue of legacy enter your mind?
Legacy
in terms of your contributions to the industry.
How like getting paid back or
no. Does it occupy your thinking about, okay, so this is my contribution, and has it been documented? Or you don't really bother too much about those things? I mean, you were I saw you tweet something about Amachidede as status as the king of Highlife, and that is his legacy. Yeah.
Sometimes, but there used to be some time when I was really thinking about that. But knowing Ghanaians as they are, I've stopped thinking about it, because if I don't think, I'm going to still think about it. I might lose my life. I might lose my life out of stress or out of stroke or something, so you don't have to think about it. I don't get myself to think too much these days, because there's a lot I'm going through on other fronts. So when it comes to the music, I don't like to bother myself about certain things, because I realize that I'm not alone. I don't live my own world. I live with other people in this wide space. So sometimes things might not go my way. I just have to accept it. What I can make, what I can let happen in my way, I just try to do it. Whatever doesn't go my way, I just let it go. Like this prayer that says, God knows, give me the strength to handle the things I cannot, and give me the strength to know the difference between. The difference between them. That's what I go by. That's the principle. That's the mantra I go by. So legacy. So sometimes legacy, it becomes a problem. Like this hip life thing. somebody wants to take it up and be
Own
the face,
it.
own it, and you can't argue with him because at the end of the day there was no documentation, so you can't have a, my point was
But
that
you created the first hip life record. You recorded it.
I recorded, yeah,
You recorded it.
But the thing
So,
is,
so
that, you see,
that's a fact.
and then then they say that, oh, but because you were hired in the studio, so you are no longer a part of it.
No, but you created it.
But the point is, I'm asking right now, Kafu, if this your 4-wheel drive happens to fall in the gutter, and there are two guys standing beside me, standing on the roadside, and then you go to them, ask for help, and they say, boss, we are going to, unless you give us 50 cedis. And then they help you pull the car off the gutter, and the car moves. And then you come and ask you that, oh, how did you get the car out of the gutter? Are you going to say you did it yourself or you did it with the guys? Even though you paid them.
Of course. I get your point.
You understand what I'm saying? Even though you paid them, you're not going to say you did it yourself. But here's a case where somebody wants to say that because he paid me, so I'm not part of it. Get it? That's how Ghanaians think. Our mentality is WAP. I don't know how come I ended up in this society, but that's a...
That gave you some problems too. You said you identified as a what?
A German.
A German. Why you wish you had landed somewhere else?
Oh no. Yeah, sometimes I wish I had.
Is this the witty Zapp speaking or the real Zapp speaking?
Witty and real. No, sometimes I seriously, honestly, sometimes I wish I was in that other environment. Like, I suddenly prick myself with an awareness that, hey, probably maybe I might have been shot somewhere by some drunkard or some drug dealer or something, So I just think like, oh well, it's good to be here anyway at the end of the day. Because who knows? Maybe if I was born in the project somewhere, maybe some drug dealer might have shot me or killed me or
would not have gotten your talent.
You understand? So, I just have to bring myself down to earth to think that, hey, look, it's not all that bad. Let's just accept it the way it is. Ghanaians are like that. We just have to live with them. This is not the first time they insult. I'm not the first person they've insulted, and I'm not going to be the last person they will insult. But my problem is that we just have to, as I can will say, we have to watch how we do it because it's getting overboard. If we are not careful, chaos is going to follow.
What's your most painful experience in the music industry?
Most painful in terms of
something that happened to you that really made you sad and disappointed, dejected?
Oh, well. If you want to talk about sadness and dejection, then death. I lost some artists within a certain period. I lost about 3 or 4.
Who were they?
Top artists. Tom Redu, Terry Bunchaka, Michael Jamna. Yeah. And they're about, I don't know.
In chains like that?
Yeah, they just, Tom Redu died first and then later, and Terry Bunchaka died. I don't know the chronology anyway, but they died, in a very short space of time. I lost about 4 or 5 artists. My top artists, but artists who were like, sure, this one, if I produce no hit, they just suddenly, went off grid. They pulled the plug.
Yeah.
Nature pulled the plug and that was it.
How did that hit you?
I was like, especially Terrible Jacket's own. I was at home at 4 a.m. when it was 4, yes, 4. I was at South Dock at that time, and this DJ came, a DJ of a friend of ours. He works with Mark at that time. He came to me at 4 a.m. They came to bang on my gate. First, I thought it was armed robbers. I was scared. Then I looked outside. I saw it was this tall figure, alone, standing there. So I just went outside and confronted him. And he was saying, "Oh, Charlie, Charlie be done with me." I said, "Oh yeah, okay. How was it?" "Charlie, your boy died." Oh.
He's telling you this at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. He came to. He told me. He said, he said, "Zapp, I'm just coming from the hospital. I'm just coming from 37. I saw him, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So 4 a.m. when we spoke, after we spoke about 30 minutes, he left. I went to bed, hoping that by the time I wake up again, it's a bad dream. And when I woke up, I started hearing his music. I started hearing his tribute. I was like, what? So it is true. First, I thought it was a nightmare. It was true. The guy was dead. He died. He died here. Remember, he died on this Legon stretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
What kind of potential was lost with the passing of Terry?
Energy, the energy that he had, the enthusiasm, the passion the guy had for the music. He could do all sorts of things to get attention. You know, of course, he wouldn't do bad things, and he would listen. I mean, those times, you know, those times, those boys were listening to a lot of us. You know, those times, we weren't like now.
Social media no come here.
Social media no come yet, you know. So those times, you know, and Terry Bonchaka had that talent. He was full of enthusiasm, the passion, the drive, you know, was there. But unfortunately, he met his demise on this Legon stretch. So one night, he went to play a session. He went to play a show at Legon, and he was driving. He came to the studio with that car, some old MG. You know those MG sporty. This one was a black convertible. And he didn't have that thing that covers that. That doesn't even have. And he came to a studio that night. That night he was going to perform.
That night?
Yeah, that day he was going to perform. He came there during the day. Yeah, around this time he was in the studio.
Then you were at South Rocco?
No, then I was at my 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he not knowing he was going to play a show at Legon. So on his way back, he met an accident. And Terry didn't know how to drive, but he was trying to drive at that time.
What?
Yeah, he didn't know how to drive. He was trying to drive at that time, you know. So, and it wasn't a good car. It was a car. It wasn't a car that was in a good shape like any of these cars. No, it wasn't like no. It was a car, a refurbished, an old MG car, you know. And I don't know how he got it because Terry was eclectic. You know, his presentation of his shows, he realized everything is eclectic. His car, some eclectic car, some old MG car.
We restore him.
He restored. He just wanted to do something
different,
strange from everybody. That's how Terry is.
With the bar trial.
Yeah. And unfortunately, landed him in trouble.
As a person, what was he like?
He was very respectful. Very respectful, very down to earth, very jovial. He won't get angry. He listens to people. He listens to advice. Everything you tell him, he takes. You know, Terry was a kind. He was a kind. He's a kind. You love to work with him. You know, and it's unfortunate that in these days, you know, these days that we have social media, he's not. A person of his caliber is not around, you know, to be beefing with Shatawale.
What do you think you'd have been like, man? What kind of music do you think Terry would have been producing? Looking at the trajectory that it was.
Terry would have been doing Afrobeat now, I'm sure. He would have been doing Afrobeat, but in his own different way. Because, you know, Terry started with, he started kind of like with dancehall kind of thing.
Yes.
Shaggy, kind of.
The voice,
yes,
that gruff voice.
Yes, that. I think that whole thing started with this man, this Jamaican guy. Oh, Shabba Ranks, yes, Shabba Ranks, and then transcended to Shaggy. So he had a kind of Shaggy
style.
Yes, Shaggy style. But I'm sure by now he will be doing Amapiano
and some Afrobeats.
Yes.
What do you think of those genres? So a lot of Ghanaians are jumping onto that vibe right now. The Amapiano.
Yeah, but that seems to be flowing. That seems to be flowing. That is the currency that is flowing. The river is flowing.
So so they should
jump on it. You flow with it. But if you go and jump on the Highlife is slow. Highlife is almost static. Highlife is like a lake.
And Amapiano is
like a river. It's like a river brim flowing. So it's hot. Amapiano and Afrobeat, they're hot now. But like I said, down the line, 5 years now, they'll go. They'll not be as hot they are today. It's just a matter of time. But today, they are there. And it's like the current generation are demanding for it.
So would you advise a Highlife musician to stop playing Highlife?
No. I won't do that. But if you want to attempt, fine. If you want to attempt, hey, something that has come to where to go attempt, that'll be fine. You can attempt. But if it's not your genre, but you want to change it, or you want to move to that genre, I don't advise you to do it. Stick to what you do and do it. You do it best and do it well.
You domesticated funk and soul and all that stuff. Can Afrobeats and Amapiano be domesticated to sound Ghanaian?
Why not? We can. It takes somebody who wants to do it, who is that creative to do it, to get into it, and then I think, well, we can always do it. We can always do it.
Did you ever produce any Azonto songs?
No. I didn't. I didn't. I think that around that time when that was when the dinosaur system started. That's when I started becoming a dinosaur.
Did you understand Azonto though?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Azonto is now. Azonto is now. Amapiano. Amapiano is now Azonto. You listen to it carefully, isn't it?
House music, electronic.
It's the same thing with now they open the shakers, now they got more shakers in it. But it's the same thing, that's the same Azonto thing. The other time I was listening to a song like that in one of the Yango rides when I was coming home. And the song it was Nigerian, but you couldn't really hear the lyrics because we were driving in traffic, so there was noise outside. But the beat that I was hearing was like Azonto.
So Azonto is basically
Amapiano. Yes, Amapiano with more shakers. Yes, that's all. That's all. But the same thing. When you listen to this corner.
Yes.
Corner, listen to the reading. Isn't it Azonto? Azonto with shakers.
Equals Amapiano.
Azonto with more shakers.
That's a formula.
That's a piano. That's a Amapiano. But you see, we don't seem to be proud of our own. When somebody else brings it, you see, somebody has packaged it in a certain form. Whether the person was aware or not, I don't know. But the person has packaged it in a certain form, added more shakers. You see, we are enjoying it. You see, Afrobeat is hip life. Afrobeat, some of the beats I hear, they are beats that we have played before. When I hear the song, slow down, that song.
Let me talk to you.
They say it's Afrobeat, but it's hip life. Yes, that song, yes. It's hip life.
RTBs.
Yes, with Whiskey. Yes, they call it Afrobeat, but it's hip life. If you understand what I'm saying, it's hip life, complete hip life. You see?
So our piano is Azonto.
Azonto, unleashed.
Plus shaker, unleashed. and then Afrobeat
is hip life.
Hip life.
But somebody packages it in it. You know, I always say that Afrobeat is not a departure from anything African. It's typically African, but we are contemporized Africanness.
And the irony is that DJ Abrantia, a Ghanaian DJ in the UK, is the one who named it.
Who named it?
Yeah. He came up with that name, Afrobeats. Professor Collins was telling me about it.
You see that?
And it was Azonto that was playing around that time.
You see that?
But he called it Afrobeats and everybody jumped on it and that was it.
But you see, the problem was that that's not the Afrobeat I know. You and I know that.
Yes. With that, the Afrobeat you and I know doesn't have an S.
Yes.
It's slower.
So I got to know that issue when I called an older friend of mine who explained to me Afrobeat is different from what we know because today it's with an S. So now we can do another form of reggae and call it reggae.
Why not?
Yes.
Add an S to it.
Add an S to it and we'll call it reggae. Amapiano can do another form called Amapianos. Isn't it funny?
Yeah, it is. It is.
We can be very ridiculous at times. Sometimes it's hilarious, but
the fights are unnecessary, right? The beef.
They are very, very unnecessary.
Did you ever beef in your time with other producers?
Well, sometimes.
You did beef?
Well,
I can't imagine you beefing, man.
No, we don't. Our beef was not like mainstream, coming on air and then insulting each other. But we had rivalries.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes the rivalries was fueled by the artists.
Producer rivalries?
Yes.
Who was your biggest rival?
Well, I won't say. I don't even know. I won't
Who felt you were a rival?
I don't even know.
But you know that was a rival.
But the thing is that I was like more like an inspirer for a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
when I spoke to Apietus, he mentioned you as one of his
So
inspirers.
You know, at least.
So you were hovering over it.
Yes, I was above that kind of game, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had our rivalries because then don't forget I had my style. I came with my style, and then I went. Morris came with his style.
Yeah. GQ.
Which was like more like duplicating my style, and he got his way through, and then came JQ. And then came Apietus. You know, so that time, realized that we all came with a certain sound, a certain style. But today it's no more. The style is now homogeneous.
Let me ask this question I've been dying to ask you. There's some power in your beats, man. I mean, when I hear a Zapp beat, I know it's Zapp without the person even singing. You know, what was the secret sauce, man?
The secret sauce is the drums. I always want to. I don't club myself. but I always want people to club to my music.
Because you're playing for the people, right?
Yes. So I mean myself, I don't go to clubs. I've been to Glens. I've been to.
Never been to a club
No,
before?
no.
Never?
I don't club because I'm a church person. I'm more like
Okay. You never went to the club?
No. I don't. Man. Even just to go and sample how people react
Respond
to
to the
music. No, I don't. But I try as much as possible to get my rhythms, get people to dance. So I put in a lot of effort when I'm doing. I use my kicks have to be hard. My drum section has to be hit. It has to hit you. That was one thing I learned from Rap. If you remember Rap,
Who used to work with Reggie?
Reggie was soon. He was a very good friend of mine.
He passed,
And
right?
yes, he passed.
Yeah.
May rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And a lot of things I learned from him. At that time, he insisted and taught me on how to make sure his kick was always hitting. The Rap would tell me, "Let it hit." I want to then hit my chest. Boom. He hit my chest.
Is it that you process it, or you use like 2 or 3 different kicks and put them together? I mean,
Sometimes I use 2 kicks. Okay. Like for instance, Koko.
Yes,
Yes, I use 2 kicks. Yeah, there are 2 kicks. Yes, it's not 1 kick; it's 2 kicks. If you think that you're 1 kick, but it's 2 different kicks I played. Okay. Because one was playing the clave, the normal Azonto clave. And then the other one was responding in the spaces.
So it sounds
yes. So it was like echoing.
Yeah.
Some
2 different
beats were echoing. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like an echo and a slight echo on it.
That beat was different.
Yes, but it was actually 2 drums, 2 kicks that were played.
Yeah.
And I remember I did a song for some guy. You remember this song? I just said, some guy, Pia Fojo, I did a song for him. And it was a hit at that time. It became a big hit at that time. And there was something I was playing in the song when I was programming it. And he said, later on, he confessed to me that when I was programming and playing that thing, he didn't like it at all.
And then in the end,
the thing became an icon. It became a landmark of the
signature for him.
The signature for the song. So sometimes it's like that. And if you're not careful, you end up fighting a guy like that.
Because he didn't understand what you're doing.
He didn't understand what I was doing. And if he had also expressed it, I would have misunderstood him and maybe something might have happened along the line. But these are the hazards of the job.
Do you walk around with melodies in your head all the time?
Oh yes. Lately there's even worse.
Really?
Lately, right now that I'm growing, it's even worse. I hear even songs that have been produced already, American songs, Ghanaian songs, Highlife, Afrobeats. When I hear other melodies in what is playing, I don't know why. Maybe I'm becoming hallucinatory or whatever.
You're just sensitive to music,
schizophrenic or whatever. Because I keep hearing things, many things that I could add, I could have added to it. Yes. So I keep hearing it. The things they're coming. Even now that I'm growing, it's even getting worse.
Do you still produce though?
Oh yes. I just keep myself busy.
Okay.
I just keep myself busy.
So what kind of stuff? What kind of sound are you working on?
I do reggae mostly.
Black Rasta.
Yeah, Black Rasta.
He's done a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. I do.
Barack Obama was you.
Barack Obama, yes. Barack Obama was.
That was a big song.
Yeah, it was big. That when we were doing, we didn't expect it to be that big.
Really?
We didn't expect it. I mean, I was even happy. I had my doubts about that song. I had my doubts. I said, but you think a black man can win a presidency in America? You are joking. Oh. He shouldn't even bother. So why are you doing this? So it was like, so he himself, he didn't know that the guy was going to win.
Just recorded the song.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, let's just do it anyway. So I said, okay, let's do it. And we just did it. And, the rest is history.
What's it like working with Black Rasta in the studio?
Oh, it's very cooperative, I must say, yeah.
What comes, the music first or the poems?
The poems are there already. You don't ask for the poems, they are there already.
Okay.
He can just go to the mic right now and just write a poem.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Black Rasta is that clever. He's that smart. He can go behind the mic right now. You can ask him to come, call him, Black Rasta. I have this concept about this thing. Come here right now, come do it.
About reggae.
He'll come and write a poem for it.
Right there.
Yeah, right there and then. He's that smart. He's that clever.
On that song, Neil and Tito was also on it.
Yeah.
Yes. What's it like working with him?
Oh, Neil and Tito has always been he's always been my friend. We've always worked together. We've worked together on this album that we did with the Bono and all that stuff, Yeah, so Neil and Tito, well, I'll say then he was my fan, but now he's no more.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
You guys don't link up again?
No, we hardly link up. He passes in front of the studio almost every
Really?
now and then, but he doesn't come to the studio. That's how, is that like me? I don't hold anything against anybody. I see it as part of life. You understand? It gets to a point I'm not needed. You just walk out gradually, quietly. At a point, GBC will not need you. What are you going to do? Are you going to force?
I also will not need them then.
Yes, they also have to leave. They would also have to leave. You don't also need them. Yeah, you understand? So that's how life is. Sometimes you don't need somebody. Sometimes you need somebody. Sometimes, it happens like that. When it happens, you just have to accept it. Me, right now, Ras, where I've reached in my life, I'm not moved by a lot of things. Things I've seen and things I've experienced. Even lately, the insults and things I've gone through. I don't.
Have they toughened you?
Yeah, I don't see some things as something to beef about. Just take it like, look, it's part of life. You see, I keep telling the young ones that, you see, you guys, the thing is that some of you haven't grown. Some of you have, in fact, not some of you, but you've not been old before. You've not been old before. We have been old. They say they can't say Penin Obia Obini Ebida. Now acquired Obia Ebi Pen. So don't worry. Right now, the way I'm feeling now, don't worry, you get there. You also get there. By all means, you also get there. You see how it smells like. You see how it feels like. So don't worry. So me right now, I've learned to accept some things. If he doesn't want to come to me, he has a reason why, and so you just accept that. Hey, maybe the guy is busy. He's busy. But in actual fact, he's supposed to be my cardiac doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, he's supposed to be my doctor. But it's like that. It happens. And so working with him has been, But when I used to work with him, he was very, very, very.
I heard one of your songs that you guys did some years back, Lagos to Vienna.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's really powerful.
Yeah, but I don't know what he did with that song. He didn't do a video. He didn't do anything. He wanted. I don't know if he wanted a song to sail by itself.
Is it important to have the video to the song?
Yeah, at least it keeps a certain picture in people's
like
minds.
Like a mental visual image.
Yeah, the visual images are important. But there are some songs that just make it without those things. But sometimes there are some songs too that can't make it without. A song that made it without that was Cheeky. That
Cheeky
or never had a video.
There was no video for that song?
No.
That song was powerful.
There was no video for that song. There was no video for Atia Donko, Kwame, but that song was powerful. You understand? So sometimes the songs don't need that. Koko had a visual to it, but that visual was whack. You understand?
But the song still rolled.
So sometimes the song itself has to be good. When it's good, the visuals come and add up to it.
Does it surprise you that half of Achami is still in the system? I mean, they came to you very early in the 90s. Achami Kofi and Achami Kwame. Achami Kwame is more out there now. I know Kofi also does music in a different way in the background, but jingles and other stuff. But are you surprised by that? By the fact that Achami got to where they got to, and Kwame is still doing stuff?
Oh, well, Bahamas, you see, there was also, when we were in Sleep, there was also another group that Mark put together, Sasbi and...
Sasquad?
No, Swazibi and Sasbi. Saspak, they call him Saspak. Saspak even just died recently, I think just last year. May rest in peace, just died recently. We was putting to put them together. But eventually, they all went their different ways. So sometimes it happens like that, they work, but at the end of the day, they mature, and this person realizes that I have to go in this direction. That person realizes I have to go in that direction. Just have to let them, go along with it. At the end of the day, I think Kwame is doing well, and Kofi too is doing well in his own way. So, at the end of the day, we're proud of it. Yeah.
Let's shout out some of the people who have passed on. Josh Daku.
Yeah.
You ever met him?
Oh yeah, I met him a few times. I met him. We even did a Burger Live together. Show in 2007 and 2008. Yeah.
All right.
We did it together. I was the music director for that show, so I happened to have
a live show.
Yeah, it was a live show. Okay. We did. That show was not publicized at all.
What does the music director do?
Oh, he makes sure everything on the music for that day works. Make sure the song selection, make sure the band constitution, the band rehearsals, the band, everything is tight. He directs you know, the arrangements and all that. He makes sure everything is tight. Make sure the band is. He makes sure the band is tight behind the artist here. You know, that's what that's the overview job of a music director. Yeah.
What do you think his legacy is, George Daku?
I could tip off Boga Highlife.
Yep.
Actually, by the story behind Boga Highlife, it wasn't actually George Daku. Boga Highlife was supposed to be a group of people. Lidodu.
Yeah, the singer.
Bob Fishing.
Keyboards.
Sometimer.
Bass.
That he's told somebody's alive, but he's in New York.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were supposed to, and George.
Guitar.
Yes. So they went to the studio to do this. It was, I think it was Lidodu's song or something. And they played on it as a group. But when the song came out, it came as George Daku and Bastop, if you remember. And that was a problem.
There was a fight there.
Argument happened. Yes, argument happened between Lidodu and George. You know, things no be. You know, so at least you know, we all when it came out, we all thought it was George Daku. You know, we all thought that because his name that was.
So that was the marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was how it was marketed.
Like Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yes.
You know, so it was, but so that's his legacy. I mean, he will leave that, and that changed the music. It changed the face of Ghana music. If you remember, yes, it changed the music.
Kind of Highlife, but with funk.
Yes, that gave us that
power.
snare on the two.
Yeah,
it gave us that kind of that feeling, that whole flow. You see, that's why I keep saying that music, Highlife can go with any type of rhythm. You can sing Highlife over every kind of rhythm.
Rock. I'm here to hear Highlife with rock, man.
One day I'll try.
Drop one for me.
Rock. Yes. Highlife will go with disco. Highlife will go with funk. Highlife will go with reggae. Highlife will go with anything. You can sing Highlife over everything. Azonto over pop over anything.
So we should use it as a source to kind of domesticate.
So Highlife actually, for me, is not about even the rhythm. Right now, if I tell you that, tell me what rhythm is Highlife. If I ask him, what does he know about Highlife? He can't tell me what rhythm is Highlife. But if I ask him now, what reggae, tell me about reggae. He can tell me one thing about reggae.
Check.
You understand?
Yeah.
But if I ask you, tell me about Highlife, what can you tell me about the rhythm about Highlife? You can't tell me anything.
Maybe I'll probably kind of sing a guitar.
But you're singing a melody.
It's not a rhythm.
Yeah, give me a rhythm. Now, this too is in this. But how many of us know it as this?
That's the thing.
How many of us know it as this?
So it's kind of an amorphous genre that can fit everywhere.
Yes, music, the Highlife can fit everywhere. You can use Highlife. Highlife, you see, even hymns.
Yeah, Highlife is there.
We use Highlife.
I want to hear it in classical music.
You see, I was thinking about
twice. I rock and classical, man. Put Highlife.
Look,
in it.
I played the film Symphony.
Beethoven.
I played it in Zouk.
Yes.
Yes, I have a version I did in Zouk.
Oh, I want to hear that. And Zouk is not far from Highlife.
Yes. Yeah. You know, so Highlife is a genre that can be used across the world, but unfortunately, we are not making use of it.
I thought Rex Omar, who you worked with, I think he was pushing that flag, wasn't he?
He was, but you see that the support wasn't coming, especially from our media. From our media, how many times do we have? You know, it's like Ghana. The main genre that plays in Ghana is the Afrobeat. How many times? When was the last time we heard Highlife? Pure, correct Highlife music, not from the old artists,
modern stuff.
Current artists doing Highlife. Maybe
Episode is trying these days.
Yeah,
he's really being consistent.
Yeah, and I think it's good. It's good. I commend him for that. But you see that there are not many.
Akwabuatu too is trying.
There are not many. But you see, if you are not careful, they'll all end up doing
Afrobeat.
Yes.
Was Lumba doing Highlife?
That's why I say Highlife is not the rhythm.
Yes.
It's the singing.
It's the singing.
Lumba sings Highlife. For instance, this song, you know that song? It is complete disco.
Yeah, it's disco.
But the singing is Highlife.
Yeah.
There's no Western melody that goes with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is complete Highlife. So that's why I say Highlife will go with any kind of rhythm.
How about Abiwa?
Abiwa is Highlife. It's complete Highlife. The way he sang it and everything, it's complete Highlife. Abiwa is complete Highlife.
So we can actually use this Highlife to influence other genres.
Yes, we
and keep
can.
it home.
We can.
Bring it home.
We can and bring it home. Yes, we can. We can do that. But the point that I want to ask, how many of us even accept that it is what it is? High life is what it is, but we don't even know what it is, to let alone practice it. Because these days people play anything and they say it's high life. So you see them nominated and things.
So the definitions need to be worked on. Is that it? Like the classifications?
I don't know. I don't know the problem with high life. High life, the problem, I think, I think it's not a definition problem. For me, I think high life is not the rhythm. It's not in any rhythm you can say, like reggae or like dancehall
or like Agbaja. You know what Agbaja is. You know what?
As soon as you hear Agbaja, you know.
Okay.
As soon as you know, you hear Zouk. You know Zouk is. You know, as soon as you hear salsa, you know salsa. Yeah. But as soon as you hear reggae, as soon as you hear high life, how do you define high life?
Because it could be but that is not. That could be Afrobeat too.
You see now.
Maybe that clave, that triple thing. Now, I think is the highlight.
How many people have accepted that is that clave? They know it is there, but how many people have accepted that this is high life, this is authentic, and most of our singing comes off that kind of rhythm. Most of our singing, yes, even the high life singing is off. Yeah. It comes off of that clave that you are playing. But how many of us have accepted that it is that clave is supposed to be the backbone or supposed to be the pivot? How many of us know that have accepted that?
Kabobo, was he playing high life?
Yeah, Kabobo was doing
reggae. But I had a high life flavor in it.
I had a high life flavor in it. But I was actually doing reggae.
But he was never recognized as a reggae musician.
He won't be recognized because he was also doing high life.
Singing.
The singing was high life, but
the rhythm was reggae.
Yes. So he won't be recognized as a reggae artist because he was singing more like high life.
Did you know him personally?
Yeah, I knew him personally. Even just before he passed, he came to my studio to come and do something for somebody in a short while. Yeah. I knew him.
I speak to gospel musicians, and when you ask them recently I interviewed Alvin Slaughter, the American gospel musician. When I asked him who were his favorite musicians, number one, the first song he said was Earth, Wind and Fire. And then he sang some of their songs, September. When I asked a Ghanaian gospel musician what they listen to, they don't want to talk about secular music. They want to give you like a very sanitized list of gospel musicians. How does that sit with you? I mean, is it a real big deal if a gospel musician loves secular music? Because I thought secular musicians also like gospel music.
That's hypocrisy. They listen to it in their private times. It's hypocrisy.
You did it. How you don't say that they listen?
But I know. I know. You and I know. I know. We all know because we do it. We all know that we also listen to secular music and all that. You can't tell me that you don't listen to secular. If you can't listen, cry, they've heard. So they can't even, don't mind them. It's all hypocrisy.
We should just be real, eh?
In a nutshell.
Let's do some top fives now. Your top 5 producers.
Ghana.
Everywhere.
Oh, top 5 producers there. My first one.
Let me guess. Quincy.
Yes.
You know, you look a little bit like him.
That's what they say.
Yeah, you look a bit like. Okay, so Quincy Jones?
Quincy Jones. Ellie and Babyface.
Oh, good. Tony Braxton's producers.
Yes. Teddy Riley.
Okay. New Jack Swing.
Yes, New Jack Swing. They were in the latter days.
Yeah.
But one guy who I really loved his production was Leon Silvers III. Guy who wrote for Whispers, Dynasty, Shalamar.
All the 80s guys. Hits. Okay, Leon Silvers.
I really admire him.
Okay.
I really admire him. That's my top
4.
4.
Quincy, LA and Babyface, the Teddy Riley, Leon Silvers,
and Fela.
Okay, I like the Fela one.
Fela had a way of doing things people didn't understand. Unless you're musically inclined. Fela could take the juju music and switch the instruments that they play, the traditional juju music, to the other,
and give them into the Western instruments.
Give them Western instruments, make it sound. That's how I came up with Afrobeat.
What's your favorite Fela song?
My favorite Fela song. Oh,
I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours.
My favorite is plenty. My favorite is Younger, Trouble Sleep, Younger Go.
Yeah, you get Palava.
Yeah, Palava, yes.
This is mine. Param, pam, pam, dun, 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 dun. Param, Bum, bum.
Yeah.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum,
And
ba-dum,
Fela with his
ba-dum,
intros.
bum. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That one. What I
Yeah.
no get
What I don't
enemy.
get in it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. What
The
I don't get
intros
in
were
it.
great.
Fela has about six minutes of intro every song. 6 minutes. He will play intro. I think the intro itself is a song.
Full song.
It's a full song before he comes in with the vocals. It's a full song.
But your intros too were great.
Yeah.
Songs.
Yeah. Because I wanted to hit you.
There's a
To hit you,
Kenyan song like that.
Yeah, to hit you as soon as you press play, it hits you. Yeah.
So those are your top 5 producers.
My top 5 producers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you consider Bodo Steiger as a producer?
Yeah. Bodo Saga was good.
He did a lot of the
I met him.
the Burger Highlife, right?
Yeah, when we were doing the Boga Live concert.
He did a lot of that.
He came down. We invited him. He came down.
He was Lumba's main producer, right?
Yeah, and Nana Tufua and Amachi Dede.
What was he like? I never saw that. I never got to see him.
Oh,
he was a German guy, right?
German guy,
Yeah.
blonde hair, frizzled hair, kind of.
What was his attraction to Ghanaian music, man?
He worked with the Ghanaians. I think he worked with one guy called Peter Crick.
Mm-hmm.
It was Charles Samoa who
Yes.
began that. Who actually Charles Samoa did a lot when it comes to the German link.
Mm-hmm.
So having worked with Peter Crick and Charles Samoa, because Charles Samoa was signed to a record label back then.
Mm-hmm.
They did some.
Odosem.
No. Scratch My Back.
Scratch my back.
Yeah. It was with a German company.
Mm-hmm.
So he had that link to the German guys. So he was working with Peter Crick, and having worked with Peter Crick, so Bodo too picked a lot from there. And having picked a lot from there, as smart as he was. Bodo was actually a guitarist.
Okay.
It's called he plays a kind of music they call Schlager.
Okay.
Schlager music, German Schlager music.
Okay.
Yeah,
Traditional music.
I think it's folk.
Okay, folk music, German folk music. He put a lot of he made Burger Highlife really interesting.
Yes.
A lot of power.
Yes. He made it. So I met him. He came to my studio. We had Peter Crick. We came with Peter Crick, a white guy. They all came to the studio. We had but Bodo had a very nasty experience. I think he lost his phone at a point. Somebody, they jailed him, the Ghana.
Oh,
Kalo.
They don't respect the
They jailed the Ghana Kalo. He was very disappointed when he came, because he thought he was going to enjoy himself when he came. But apparently, the news I got was that he didn't really enjoy it that much when he came, So,
Of course, he's passed too now.
He's passed.
Yeah,
He's passed. Yeah.
You're approaching 60, man.
Yeah, man. It's 60 and thinking.
But people. I have friends who. I have one particular friend says when she thinks of you, she thinks of a very stern person. 10, 20, 30 years ago, she's very stern. She was very surprised to know that you're quite a witty person.
No, I'm not.
Isn't your height intimidates people?
That's it. My height, and it's even better now, because then I used to be big. You don't forget. I've lost a lot of weight now. Then I used to be big too. So when I appeared, I had a kind of physical presence that was.
And you don't talk much.
And I don't talk much. So I had a kind of physical presence that was quite intimidating. It doesn't mean that I don't talk. It doesn't mean that when you talk, I won't talk back. I won't reply.
Yeah. But your presence.
But I won't just go out of my way to start the conversation. If you come with a conversation, I'll meet you. We'll talk for paper. But I'm usually quiet. I'm usually, So that's a misconception people get about me. It's wrong anyway, but how for do?
Are you like soft, really?
Oh yeah. I'm soft. I'm very soft. I'm so soft that sometimes people take advantage. Yeah, especially when it comes to payment and stuff. I'm so soft. I won't be hard on you. Like, oh, bring my money down. I won't do that. I respect myself. I have a lot of, so I try to be circumspect about it so that I don't escalate things. Yeah, so I try to keep things on a down low so that I won't end up beefing with people.
You never went up to someone and said, "I'm afraid, give my money."
Oh no.
You've never done that.
I won't do that. I'll leave you. Sometimes I can leave you. You can take it. It doesn't matter.
Do people still owe you? Oh
yeah, people still do.
No way.
People still do, but you take it like that's one of those things.
And they see you and they forget that they owe you.
They don't care. They've forgotten. They don't care.
Wow.
It's one of those things.
Let's talk about the music business side of things. Is it working in Ghana? In terms of royalties and
royalties.
You produce a heck of a lot of music. Oh.
Yeah, royalties are not working. I haven't had my royalties. I get they come from Gamro. That is from a certain fund that Gamro is giving all the time. They're from GRA. GRA gives Gamro some, not Gamro, but the creative, the collection societies. It gives us some money that we share among ourselves, that we distribute among the musicians.
It's not based on airplay?
No.
What's the formula?
That's based on how many albums you produce or how many songs you have in the pipeline. So if for instance, if I'm a producer and I say I'm going to count all the number of songs, I should be earning about 20,000. But it's not calculated like that. I don't know how they calculate it. They calculate it by I was there when we were doing that. I was on the board when we were doing that, but I don't know how they managed to come up with the figures that they have now. I don't know how they managed to. But I don't get like everything where I'm supposed to get because I produced a heck of songs. So if I should be earning now, I should be retired by now.
A lot of money.
I should be retired by now, but it's not coming like that. Nothing. And that money is given to us by government. GRA gives us that money because of it, because it imports or it takes a toll on the writables, like so it gives us that money as part of some kind of this thing. But that money is not money that we collect from royalties that people pay to us. No.
So where's that money going?
Nobody.
The split sheets and because if your name is there as a producer.
No. Split sheet. And say like Nancy they will start to do the split sheet. You forget.
Yeah.
The split sheet just started about 2 years ago. When people, individuals themselves are insisting on it.
Yes. That you get credit for the things you did in the piece of work.
Credits. But then all the things I've done before, where does it stand? Nothing.
How did that make you feel?
Bad. Very bad. Feel wasted.
Really?
Yeah, feel wasted. I didn't, because we didn't take care of the business side that time. We neglected a lot of all these things. We ignored all these things. And we could have been making money out of it today.
Yeah.
But because we didn't pay attention to it, we have lost it. And it's water under the bridge.
Are any of your children interested in the music business?
No, my first daughter is into film.
She's into film?
Yeah, she's in the US now. She's doing her master's in film, yes.
You provide scores for her?
Oh, she hasn't asked me to yet.
But would you?
Yeah, of course, why not?
Have you done any film music before?
No, not quite. No.
It shouldn't be hard though. I mean, you're a producer.
Yes. I haven't met maybe I remember I've done some 1 or 2 in the past, but I can't remember. I remember I did some 1 or 2. It was something on the low key. Very low key in the time past, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Are there musicians that you wish you could work with if you have the opportunity? Who would you like to work with? Anywhere in the world?
I would like to work with Shatta Wale.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of project is that?
Oh, no. And it's some reggae or some nice reggae, some lovers rock or something.
Okay.
Just changes outlook a bit. It's hard. Just change it a little bit. Put it on the soft side, soft palette a little bit for us to just enjoy the softer side of Shatta Wale. So I think we'll be a very good
I think you'll be the right guy to do a track like that.
Just calming down a little. Yeah.
So how would that work? You do the music and then send it over and say, hey, bro.
Well, if possible, just do something and then put in the right key and then send it over to him.
Think about it.
When he brings it out, we'll work it out from there. It's a Zapp featuring or Shatta Wale. Zapp. It's produced by Zapp Mallet.
One time.
See how it goes.
That would be powerful.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Of all the backing vocalists that you worked with, which ones would you like to work with again?
Oh yeah, they are always there. Nanama, She, Nanama, She, Maggie. You know Maggie? Yeah, Maggie is there. Mary and Mary Japon. You know Mary Japon? She's not a pastor. Mary Japon is there. Yeah, quite a few. They are mostly girls anyway. Usually don't have the guys doing backing vocals for people. The guys are more into they are the artists.
You want to be the front guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have most of our backing vocals are usually done by girls.
By ladies.
Yes. I don't know why.
Who are the exciting musicians on the scene now for you?
exciting in terms of music or in terms of
In terms of
beefing?
music, yeah.
Or beefing.
No, we don't eat. I think you're a vegetarian. You don't eat beef. In terms of music, people who you think, okay, I like this.
Sometimes I've been hearing some songs on radio, and I can't identify them. I don't know who.
Sing it for me.
I can't remember them, but they sound very nice. Like Highlife. Some of them are actually Highlife. Some of them are sung in She and stuff. And I can't tell the artists. I don't know who the artists. They're not too popular, you know. But there are a few exciting artists around. Like Episode. Episode is one exciting artist.
Go ahead.
You know, he's not in the class of maybe Sarkodie or whatever, but he has his own, cocoon. He works
identity.
Around which is quite exciting for me. I think that energy is there. There are a few of them around who are doing quite well. Some of them to do some. Those ones I haven't really had privy to follow, like those ones they call the Walasi and
Walasi, yes.
Those guys. I haven't had the privy. I haven't had the opportunity to like really follow them and chase them. And
are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not.
You should go there. The music, TikTok is the new record label of the world. A lot of people put their music there.
I know about TikTok, but I'm too old for TikTok.
You're not. Don't enter dinosaur mode again.
Dinosaur.
You're never you're not too
T-Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Did your dad call you Zapp?
No, he calls me. He calls me my house. What name he call me with?
What's your house name?
Kwame. That's what he calls me. Yeah. He doesn't call me Zapp. My friends and my close pals call me Zapp. Everybody calls me Zapp.
Who calls you Ima? Ghanaians have a way of cutting people's names. Emmanuel becomes Ima.
My sister calls me Ima. She calls me that. When she calls me that, and I hate it. But
you want the full name?
She's called you that from she shouldn't even call the full name. She should call the name everybody knows.
Which is Zapp?
Zapp, yes.
Did you give yourself that name?
Yeah, I give myself that name. You know Zapp band?
Yes, the Zapp band.
Funk. The Trackman band. Yeah, you know that funk.
Big funk band.
Funk that gave me that impetus. I really like. They had a different sound.
Yes.
From the others. Their sound was this vocal that tune.
Yeah.
They had this hard drums, the 808, the R8, TR 808 sound in the hair. So they really got to me. I really liked them. So I just picked the name. I just thought it was a name everybody could just pronounce. Even people with problems with their R and the L's can't even pronounce it.
But it's not in your it's not on your Ghana card, is it?
No, it's not.
It's Emmanuel Mallet.
Yes. Emmanuel Mallet. That's on my Ghana card.
EKM.
Yes.
Is it a coincidence that you and Tata Amu come from the same part of the Volta region? Ephraim Amu, another great musician.
Yeah. From Peki, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. I come from Peki Blengo.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know where he's Peki. I don't know.
Maybe a Petile, I'm sure. But I know he's a Peki man.
Yes, but
yeah. Is there something about Peki that brings out musicians?
Probably the Presby. The Presby thing. Peki was one of the main places there.
The Germans.
The
Bremen people came from Germany.
Settled.
Yes.
So I think that also the religious aspect of things got into them, and they started, converting the songs into Ewe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it came up with a whole different ball game altogether, because you realize that now we are doing our own traditional music, and then it just transcended into other things.
Yeah.
Then now you can get bobo, you can get martial music, and
everything,
all that
brass band, everything.
Eweland and all that. So they played a major role in the music. I'd say that the Germans did. Yeah,
did a good job.
When they came, the Presby missionaries. Yeah. So that was one thing about Peki.
You started with gospel music.
Yes, kind of.
Is there a gospel album in the offing one of these days?
Oh, I did. Well, not really our album. Now it's singles. Yeah. I've done a couple of others. Yes, a couple of two. I've done a couple of 2 years, which they're out. But these days, because of the social media, you can't get anything on the mainstream.
Everything is online.
Yes, everything is on social media and online and stuff. So if you don't get a person doing the person's effort is not too much into it, there you realize that falls short. it will fall short. So I guess probably that's why some of them haven't had.
Were you ever tempted to produce yourself, put your own work out?
No. I don't know. I haven't had that knack before. I haven't had that. I haven't wanted to do that. I don't. Probably I'm not that envious.
You can make somebody big.
Yes, that's been my calling. My calling, I see it more or less. I see it as a calling than a vocation, because I see it as a calling first, and my calling is to make other people big and other people great. So,
What's the future, man? Zapp.
I die in peace. Charlie, I said witty things.
I think we all want that of ourselves. Nobody wants to die ignominiously.
No. Recently we've had some deaths in the system, and it's not been good to write home about.
Yeah.
With the Nigerian actors, and sometimes Ghanaian
Junior Pope and all those.
And sometimes our own actors, the way they end up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be horrible. I'm just hoping that it doesn't happen to any Ghanaian. Because the thing is that we all die. We all have problems. I was telling somebody like, look, why is it that when artists or musicians or creative people have an issue, it's all over the place? If a musician has kidney problem or liver problem and is dying, why should it be an issue?
Exactly.
Because there's not only a musician. Go to the this place. What do you call it? That place they do the kidney the dialysis place. You see only musicians there.
Everybody did.
Everybody there. So why is it that musicians alone go come them social media and talk about it?
Because it's been news.
Oh, come on.
People they take and make use.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
people they take make and use. It shouldn't be that way. Because sickness, no, but take do that.
No.
Sickness is everybody is sick.
It be true.
There are doctors who are sick, who are very ill.
Yeah.
There are lawyers who are very ill. There are accountants who are very ill. There are engineers who are. There are soldiers who are very ill.
Universal thing.
Yes, universal. So that's why sickness. No, you can't do that with sickness. But we try to project the
musicians and the creatives,
as if like they're in a different world of their own, so they shouldn't get sick. So if they are sick, then it's an abomination. Then when the news, then we start writing things about them. I mean, all of the things. But sickness, they know they take do that. That's what I think. I believe that sickness, that's why they say, our elders say, Yare de Wampemu. Yare is sickness can get at any time.
Anytime.
So you don't use it to spite the next person or the other person who has it. So I don't see, so I just pray that we all die in peace and die quietly and die, and die happily.
But while you're alive, keep making music.
Yeah. We'll keep making
because you're the man.
Yeah, I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped. I just keep myself. I kind of say I'm kind of in a retired mood. But I just keep myself.
So are you set up here at home, or you have to go to the office?
No, I have to in the office.
Yeah. So you make a distinction between home and work.
Yes.
Okay. Keep creating. Keep creating, keep jamming.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see whether we can make the shatter thing work out.
By all means.
Zapp Mallet, sound engineer, music producer, musician, and a great guy.
Yeah,
a giant in the business.
Who's not a dinosaur?
We reject it.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Tell us what you liked about this conversation, and let's keep it going. My name is Kafu Day. God bless.